Welcome to an extremely special LeSEA in action. I'm sure you've seen all the pictures, all the news, the earthquake that's happened in Haiti, and there's nothing more important that we could be talking about here at LeSEA Broadcasting than our Feed the Hungry operation in Haiti. To talk about that today, I'm joined by the Director of Feed the Hungry, Stefan Radelich, and the President of Feed the Hungry, as well as LeSEA Broadcasting, Drew Sumrall. And Stefan, throughout the show, we're going to give people an opportunity to be a part of what we're doing, and we're going to lay out what the need is and what we're going to be doing. But what are those contact avenues?
Well, it's real easy. Of people that want to help out with earthquake relief in Haiti, feedthehungry.org is the quickest way to get that gift in and get it working. Real safe, secure online website. You can also make a toll-free call to 1-888-832-6384, and our operators will help you with that donation.
And the information that we have, you don't want to miss this. If you have a friend, or call your mother, call whoever, this show is very important. The need is very, very critical. And Dad, first we want to start off for those folks who may not be aware of who we are, what Feed the Hungry is. Give us a little bit of the history of how it got started.
You know, Drew, the organization, LeSEA Ministries, was initially formed back in 1958-59 by my dad, your grandfather, Dr. LeSEA Sumrall. And was very successful in a lot of ways. The church and Bible college and radio stations and television stations, etc., all got up and running. And then in 1987, while we were doing a tour in Israel, the very first night, God woke up LeSEA Sumrall and told him, "My people are hungry. You have to feed my people." And I had gone out for a morning jog, and I got back, and Dad was knocking on my door early morning, and looked like he had been up all night long, and which he had, hair standing up straight, and he had, you know, written down notes and notes and notes and pages of notes about Feed the Hungry that the Lord had laid on his heart that night. And that was really the start of Feed the Hungry in November of 1987. And from that point on, you know, we then moved into growing the organization literally around the world with worldwide offices, as well as churches working together to help feed God's hungry people.
And it really was just about the most, if not the most important thing on his mind the last 30 years of his life. He actually is quoted as saying, "After 50 years of intense world evangelism in Jerusalem, God placed me on target." Now, Stefan, you just got back from Haiti. We actually have some footage. We've seen a lot of footage on the news, but if you can, just put into words, I mean, just what the devastation is like. I mean, we probably can't even imagine.
No, it's really hard. You know, picture paints a thousand words, but it's hard to kind of really get the full sensory experience of what's going on down there unless you're down there. And thousands and thousands of homes just flattened to the ground, buildings in the capital city flattened to the ground, people still digging through the rubble with nothing more than their bare hands, stone by stone, to try to extract survivors. Really, one thing that shocked me was in much of the city, kind of life is continuing on as normal, Haitian life. But you turn a corner here or go down a street there and this panorama opens up of the destruction. People living in tents, not even tents, sheets, pieces of plastic over their heads in parks, anywhere there's a flat piece of ground congregating by the hundreds, and in some places by the several thousands, in just trying to forge out a day-to-day existence right now.
Now, you mentioned that some folks' life has gone back to normal. That still, in many cases, is they're trying to figure out what they're going to eat that day.
Yeah, that's true.
Let alone the people who lost everything.
Right, right. Life as normal in Haiti is again, the bare existence. It's the poorest nation in our hemisphere. You know, people living on $1 a day or less, and that's normal. So imagine for the hundreds of thousands of people that have lost whatever little they have had by way of home, by way of supplies, and many have lost so much more in the loss of life of loved ones.
Now, Dad, we see these just unbelievable, incredible images. How important is it for us as not only Christians, but also as Americans to get involved? Even if it's just a small amount, we say, well, you know, we've had a recession in our family, things are tight. How important is it to just do whatever little bit that you can?
Well, number one, Drew, Haiti's very close to us. You know, it's a long distance for other major powers, you know, throughout the world. Some of whom stepped up and have done some big contributing. Surprisingly, one of the nations that stepped up and did the quickest was Israel. And yet there's a large block in the Middle East of people and countries that did nothing. So it is very important for us because we're close, number one. Number two, we have the resources. But as far as Christians go, I think it's very important for Christians to stand up and to support the work of God around the world. And Feed the Hunger uniquely works through missionaries and churches and mission groups throughout the world, but especially in Haiti. We're working with churches and mission groups there where, you know, we believe that the ministry of food will draw people in, open up people's hearts, and God can change a life, not just through, not just feeding somebody and making somebody feel full, but to also spiritually change a life. And there's a huge need. I've been in Haiti twice, and it's a tough nation to begin with. Very difficult situation to begin with. And when you get a disaster on the magnitude of what they're talking about now, it's going to take literally years to rebuild that country and bring it back to even where it was. And it was a bad situation before. You know, that one reporter I read today said that the earthquake set Haiti back 100 years. I heard another reporter that was on television that said when he walked out of the airport, when he went through the gates, it was like walking into the gates of hell. Well, we can make a difference, and it's very important for us to make a difference in people's lives. And there are hungry, hurting people right now that we can help, and we can change their situation on the ground by partners joining with us and helping us change people's lives.
And the time is right now. The number again is 1-888-832-6384. You can go to feedthehungry.org. It's a very safe, easy way to give right there online. We'll send you a receipt and then an email confirmation. Again, 1-888-832-6384. And Stefan, we actually have packs, 4 different levels of giving. Will provide a certain amount of food.
Yeah, a lot of what we're doing is we've been buying next door in the Dominican Republic, but also shipping relief supplies down, and that's really where every dollar gets leveraged. And a gift of $30 will really send 180 pounds of supplies down to Haiti. $50 will send 300 pounds of supplies, and if you'd like to send a ton of supplies, maybe you, your church, your business, that's $318. We'll move 1 ton of relief supplies from here in our storehouses in the U.S. to Haiti.
Now, we mentioned Stefan just got back. We have just a short video here where Stefan is actually in sort of a campsite or refugee camp, if you will, and just want to give you an idea of kind of how most of these folks are living day to day. Let's take a look at that.
Had opportunity to walk through the camp here, and it's amazing how families are really just getting by with the little that they've got, but they're making do, cooking a little bit here, cooking a little bit there. Some families have more than others, and it's amazing, you know, how resourceful people are. We've met a lot of families that don't have much. They didn't. If someone isn't bringing them help, they're not getting it for the day. And I met one gentleman. His name is Bryce. He's got family here in Haiti, and he traveled all the way from Albany, New York, arrived this morning by bus to come see his family. His brother's got a bandaged up leg. His sister's got a bandaged up back. Mom passed away. Other brothers and sisters have passed away. And it's just a disheartening moment. But, you know, they say time heals all wounds. I don't think it does. We know Jesus does. And we know that God's love does. So it's amazing. With a little bit of love, how much can be done in these little cities here.
That's just absolutely unbelievable video. And Stefan, those are